Welcome to your stock request for the 2nd of May. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your stock request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have MP1, EOS, PPS and AAC. So if you have a request, make sure you send it through to me. Make sure you share this video on social media. Make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter. And finally, any advice here is general only. So starting off with Megaport MP1, so we can see that in the last few weeks it's had a cracking run. What we need to do is just zoom out to the weekly chart. So as you could see here, it's been about a year consolidating sideways before finally making a move. So there was basically a year-long resistance near about $4.50. It's broken through that, gone on a great run. At the end of the day, when you're range bound for such a long period of time, any breakout, in this case, a year-long sideways movement should result in a multi-month move. So, look, we're only a few weeks into this. That's not to say it's going to continue in a straight line, but you'll have your dips along the way. But at the end of the day, I think that this isn't, the end of what we're going to see in terms of the breakout. I think there's going to be more to it over time, so I'd continue holding MP1. EOS, electro-optic. So this is the weekly chart here, just zooming out a bit for the last few years. You can see this one's been pretty range bound, sort of longer term in terms of the last few years. So I think at the moment it's a bit of a hold for now, because if you have a look at the range it's traded in, it's in the midpoint. Shorter term, some nice movements up here. If I move to the daily chart, we can see some nice impulsive moves up, corrective moves down, another impulsive move up, corrective move down. Volume pretty good generally on the way up. So it looks like it will head higher. Makes it tricky to buy sort of in the midpoint here, but I think for the moment it'll head towards a resistance near 330. And then we just need to reassess. And obviously a break of that would be quite positive. Premium PPS, this is the weekly chart. Here we could see it peaked September last year, and it's been in a massive downtrend since then. There's really no signs of it stopping, to be honest. This daily chart, we could see even a gap down here on volume, and the share price still struggling. So looking at the weekly chart, there might be some support here at 40 cents, but ultimately I think the risk is still to the downside here. Okay, finally, Australian agriculture, AAC. So this is the weekly chart for the last few years, basically downtrend. We've got lower highs. The recent move, I guess, looks good. But what you'll notice here, it's been on decreasing volume. So here's the low, and basically movement up here, volume going down. So not very convincing. At the end of the day, I think this $1.20 region will give it a bit of resistance. Seems to have been a turning point in the past, back here as well, sort of. So can't get too excited. It might hit resistance here. I think we need to see proper sort of higher lows, higher highs get established, because at the moment it just still looks like it's in a downtrend. Okay, well that's it. If you have a request, email it through. I'll try to cover it next week, and make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter.